of Native Station. Native Station is fresh meat. How neat for me. How unfortunate for you. You might have time. You might have time to move out of state again. Move back to where you're from originally, Virginia. Something like that. So that may be a possibility. The rest of the mortals that make up your band on these premises.
Yes, they are.
You shall take me to them at once. I plan on scalping thee and wearing your dreaded hair on top of my cranium. However, I do like my pink mohawk. I think I'm still attached to it, so I think I'll keep it, but I will kill him. Maybe I will adorn a statue or a mannequin with his hair.
Well, he's here.
Oh, neat. Fresh meat. I am not accustomed to the flesh of alternative rock. However, I am trying to diversify in my diet. I'm trying to get additional things other than just hardcore or metal. So I think that your band, probably more than likely if left unchecked, will continue to get bigger and bigger, and at such a time you will eclipse my superior band, and I can't have that. You are Casey.
I'm Brett.
You are Casey. You are bass player. You are bass player. Do you have a love trail? One wonders if you have a love trail. It looks like you shaved. Did you shave your belly?
No.
Good. It is unwise to do that. No doubt a female mortal would talk you into such nonsense. Thomas Down, guitarist on Native Station. I follow your work. Your work is exemplary. I would say I am a fan of your work, except I plan on probably killing you. So, until that happens, I see no reason why you and I can't get to know each other just a little bit better, and maybe possibly we'll go out on a date or two, because after all, who doesn't want to date Paris the Great? You answer that now.
Speechless.
Of course you are. That is normal. Non-binary mortal you are.
And
Intriguing. Your flesh just smells the same. Your brains smell the same. You are they that are called Blair. Oh, you play keys in Native Station.
I do.
Your brains will look so acceptable as they're dribbling down upon thy hair. However, first things first, we could either drink some alcohol and prepare for your final interview, or if you'd like, we could have like a little circle jerk right here. Would you like to do a circle jerk? Would you like to do circle jerks? Do they do in the scene you're from?
No, not quite a thing.
Indeed. Very well then.
Rejected.
We shall drink some alcohol and prepare for the interview. That make up the band Native Station. Native Station. native station. I would put you in the category of alternative rock. Would you agree with that, or do you have another title for the type of music that you play?
That's about right.
Yeah, that's about
Alternative
right.
rock.
But it was formed not here in Denver, Colorado. You came from a land afar. Tell me about the beginnings of the band.
I guess it started in a basement in Virginia, and then just kind of moved. The name started in a I guess living room in Virginia rather, and we just moved here with two members, and
Who are the two members?
me and
How
myself
is it
and
that you
Tom
both knew each other?
by blood
By blood, you
We're
are both
cousins.
related. You are both brothers.
Cousins.
My ambition's a lady of the night that whispered right into my ear. Sweet, sweet nothing that I fear, fear, fear. My ambition. My ambition.
What was it about Colorado that attracted you here? Most notably because I am here and pose a grave danger to you, but we'll get into that later. Just answer the question.
It's farther west than we'd ever been.
I see. And where did you end up in Boulder, or where did you start? What was your starting base?
Yeah, right outside Boulder.
I see.
Yeah.
What is the music scene that you came into? What did you discover existed?
Here,
Yes.
everything.
And was that good?
Yes, we needed that diversity, and I think in order to thrive.
I see. So immediately you were impressed by the music scene of Colorado.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. It was,
So how did you stop the band with other members? How did the other members come into being?
through the great expanse of Craigslist, and
So who came first? Was it Blair or Plucky?
the one you called Plucky.
Yeah, Plucky. Over there.
Yeah, Plucky came first.
How is it that you on Craigslist?
I was actually looking for another band because I was in a band in DC, and then I moved to Fort Collins basically like a month I think before Greg and Thomas did. I found their stuff online.
And what year was this, by the way?
2015.
15.
That I found it, yeah. And I really liked what I heard, and I wanted to be a part of it, and so I hit them up and went
Was
from
this
there.
the type of music that you preferred, or was there something else you were attracted to?
It was a little different from like what I've played before, because I was in like a pop punk band before, but it was definitely something that I gravitated toward, and I liked the sound of, and I thought maybe I could be a cool addition to it, so gave it a shot.
And then did drummer come next, drummer Casey, or was it Blair?
So we went through what, 2 different drummers?
We had 2 different drummers.
And then
Why did they leave?
just they doing different things. It was never, I guess, a permanent thing.
I see.
Yeah. So, and then we found a permanent one in Casey, but before that we found Blair.
So Blair, talk about how you came into this band.
I was in Alaska, actually.
Alaska.
I
So cold.
Yeah, it's very cool. I was in Alaska, and I was looking on Craigslist because I was planning on moving here at the time, and they were looking for a drummer, and I play drums is the first instrument that I play. So they were looking for a drummer, and I said, sure, I'll play drums for you. But then they, I forget if I had posted something with keys or something too, and then they were like, well, we really like you on keys, so we'd really we'd rather have you on keys. And I've been with them since 2016.
See me in a different light now, in a different light. Stay so bright, you have no choice. You have no choice. See me framed in pretty lights now, a license to make noise. See me in a different light now, yeah. Stay so bright, you have no choice. See me framed in pretty lights now, a license to make some noise, yeah. A license to make some noise.
What inspired you to pick up a guitar in the first place?
I grew up or just started learning how to play guitar, really listening to a lot of metal. So a lot of shred guitarists, I was really into when I was first coming up. Like Paul Gilbert, for instance, and I was really into Santana. It's one of my main influences.
I hear that.
And I just try to bring that into the band.
I see. Have you ever been in a metal band?
No,
Why
I haven't.
haven't you need to be in a metal band? So you are able to shred?
Somewhat, I guess, yeah.
Tell me about your influences.
Everything from punk rock, just some folk rock, Dave Matthews. I never listened to the Counting Crows much, so I don't know where that one came from.
Usually, I found when bands or someone says you sound like this band, it's usually the band they never.
And I wasn't a big. I did listen to some Fall Out Boy, I guess, when I was younger in a certain phase, but really, it's a lot of. I listen to Matchbox 20. I listen to different, all across the spectrum, hip hop, a lot of hip hop too. Just anything I can get my hands on.
How did you develop your voice?
How did I develop? I wouldn't consider it developed. It's something I'm still learning. But I try to approach it always as pushing extremes in terms of range. I always wanted to be able to hit anything that came to my mind. And so I just tried to push those extremes, whether it be with tone or with the actual note.
I see. Plucky. Tell us about your influences.
So the first instrument I played was actually trumpet. So I played that from when I was like 11 through about 19, 20 years old. And so I listened to a lot of symphonic stuff and jazz. I got really big into jazz in high school, and I stayed interested in that. I also listened to a lot of the same, Thomas and I talk about a lot of the same metal bands we used to listen to growing up. So I had kind of an interesting mix of metal and punk, like Green Day, Blink-182 type stuff, and then also hip hop. So older Ice Cube and Mystical and stuff like that. And I just kind of tried to pick things I liked from each genre and artist, and just kind of incorporate that into my playing. So one of my favorite things to do is just kind of get input from everyone else in the band. So when I'm coming up with a bass line, I just get input from Greg or Casey or whoever, and just be hey, does this fit, and kind of go from there. But yeah, kind of all over the place, really, and my musical taste is still all over the place, but not as out there as Blair's. But
Okay, so that brings me up to That's why I saved you for last, because I knew you were going to come up with some fucked up shit.
96%.
I actually, I was very huge into a lot of metal when I was younger. A lot of death metal, a lot of deathcore.
You should come to my Halloween show.
I plan on it. Plan on it. And, but I also listened to like a lot of, I played a lot of video games when I was younger, so listening to video game soundtracks, especially as a keyboardist, really like kind of gave me more like instrumental ideas. And I listen to a lot more instrumental metal now. So right now, I think my biggest influence right now is Polyphia. And
I never heard of Polyphia.
yeah, they kind of blend like hip hop and metal, as weird as that sounds. And they're probably my biggest influence right now as a band.
I see. You have been very vocal about being trans.
Yes.
This is possibly a good opportunity to teach mortals, those that are living, more about what your experience is as a mortal, trans mortal is like and what they need to know. And you shall talk about it now.
I'm not exactly quite sure what to talk about. I mean,
I don't know, talk about being trans.
no, I guess so. Oh shit. Okay. I mean, being non-binary definitely has its challenges. I feel
Like
like.
what? Tell me about
Um,
the challenge.
I mean, people definitely like defer to like he or him pronouns for me, and I'm not really like too keen on that myself.
When did you realize that you were neither gender?
I believe probably 2015 or so.
Was there an
2015.
experience that made the light bulb go on? Ding.
It made more sense to me, and it kind of made sense as to why I like felt the way I did about, a lot of experiences that had happened in my life previous. I had never really like felt like a dude per se, or like a woman necessarily. So it makes more sense to me that way. It's like, oh, okay, there's a like phrase for that. There's a term for that. And being non-binary, that is that term. So.
I see. How has being openly trans within the music world, what has that experience been like for the
In the music world so far, I mean, people have been mostly respectful towards it. I'm a huge proponent of just like meeting people and telling, and especially other trans people in the music scene. Like I'm very open to like meeting them. I'm good friends with Adrian of Plasma Canvas. If you haven't heard of them,
I have not, but they will die now that you've told me about them.
great band. Great band. A trans woman leads that band, and a lot of their songs, especially when I first moved to Colorado, I listened to that band a lot, and I think the first time I saw them live, I was like, wow, like these songs really speak to me, and meeting other trans people in the Denver community especially has been really fulfilling for me. So
I see.
it's nice.
Right now there is a lot of political upheaval within your realm, including the existence of Black Lives Matter, teaching mortals how to become a better human being. How has Black Lives Matter affected you or your art or how you see the world?
I guess it's put some things in perspective.
Such as what?
When the whole coronavirus thing first started, I was pretty peeved about the way it was affecting our plans and, our promotional campaigns we had going on and stuff like that. And then, when George Floyd happened, and it was it just sort of kicks things in perspective in terms of you realize I'm worried about these things and someone else lost their life, and there's no real way to change that paradigm. And there's no real way to make that you can't elevate those personal concerns over what's going on there and feel good about it. And so and that was some of the reason, we had the virus going on, we had that going on. That's some of the reason why we took some time off. Some of us went to protests and showed up in the streets and stuff like that. And I think it was just important mentally for all of us to have that ability to fight for that good and that common good. And so we did that, and we took that time, and it'll be kind of a present thing as we go forward too.
Each of you now give additional comments about this.
I mean, I agree. I'm pretty much on the same page with Greg. He's correct. You know? I really don't have any more to add to that.
Yeah, I have no commentary, honestly.
And to you, Clucky.
I mean, yeah, it's a huge thing, and like it's kind of helped me sort of kind of define my role as like an accomplice to it. I mean, I support the movement, and I know I don't do enough, but I do what I can here and there, and I hope that I hope that things will change in the future, and yeah.
I see. Your most recent release was Morning Star Drive. Tell me about that album.
I think the album was definitely more focused than we had been in the past, and when we were writing through, we didn't have necessarily a predefined concept of anything, but we definitely were like, okay, we're going to put this song in, and we were much more focused than we had been in the past, because by the time I had come into the band, we were kind of, the Shifty Shifty Harvest Sessions album, we were kind of like, okay, we're going to write these songs, and then we're going to move on to like, a sound that's more concise and more us, and I feel like that album is more us than it has been in the past.
It felt very refined.
Yeah, much more refined than it had been, because for me at least, all of the keys parts were like, locked in with whatever the lead guitar was doing, and everything was much more concise and much more in place, rather than things kind of just being dropped in and we're just recording songs. I feel like instead of recording just songs, we're recording like more of an artwork that's,
We paid much more dedicated attention to the arrangement of both the songs and the album as a whole.
Right.
And I think that tends to lead to, as you use the word, concise, refined. Those words tend to come when you have not necessarily a vision, but parameters. Things you operate with, guideline, like a baseline on which you're operating in, a way that you approach songs, a way that you, and those change each time they can change per song, they can change per album, but you need to know what you're going in headed and trying to accomplish. And when you do that per song, you get more refined.
Girl, you're super fly, let me try you on for size. You're my favorite high, sugar with a little spice. Can I have a taste? All of this to say that I want you, baby, I want you. Under crazy skies, we forgot the stars. I think I broke my neck trying to watch them fall, but nothing gives me chills like your fingers, I confess. I'm the worst with pride, I don't even call. Been a while, I lost count some months ago. I love the magic night, but I always disappear. Girl, you're super fly, let me try you on for size. You're my favorite high, sugar with a little spice. Can I have a taste? All of this to say that I want you, baby, I want you. I got tons of love, baby, you can have all mine. When I stay the night, hope I leave you satisfied. This is no mistake, all of this to say that I want you, baby, I want you. Like a firework, I just watch you glow. I'm a pleasant guest, but you're a better host. You feel like morphine, so please be careful with the dose. Lost in Breckenridge, I'm that fox with doubts. I don't settle in, you're unsettled now. I hate things when left, just know I've been trying to make them right. Girl, you're super fly, let me try you on for size. You're my favorite high, sugar with a little spice. Can I have a taste? All of this to say that I want you, baby, I want you. I got time